They know. They know what their uniforms mean. They know the names and the stories. They sense the legacies and feel the pride. So where does that leave them? Here, the showcase, where their peers and fans will be watching. Now is the time to show what they are made of, to show what they can do. They know what they were. They know where they are. On the perfect platform to prove what they can be. The Miami Dolphins, the Pittsburgh Steelers, on Monday Night Football.
Come in, prove what they can be. What Mason Rudolph can be is the heir apparent to the injured franchise quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. Easiest way to do that, get these Steelers into playoff contention. What 15-year veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick can be is everything he's always been. Fan-friendly, passionate player, can have those moments of Fitzmagic. Got to avoid the Fitztragic tonight. And what the terrible towel-waving Steelers nation can be is a whole lot happier. The head-lowering 0-3 start, that's in the past. Now you get a race for the division, and it's realistic. As we welcome you to the Progressive Monday night kickoff from here in Pittsburgh. And we say good evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Booger McFarland. By the way, it's a beautiful night.
Great night.
We got 60 degrees here tonight here in Pittsburgh. Just lovely. Here's the deal with the Steelers. The AFC North is very much in play. The Ravens are 5-2, but they got the Patriots coming up. And then you got Pittsburgh looking for win number 3 here. And when you're around them, they don't talk like a 2-4 team. They don't act like a 2-4 team. The same old Mike Tomlin, all he does is win. He's got to get back to it now with a winning record. He's never had a losing record.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Are you ready for some football?
From Hank to the terrible towels. That is a classic combo. Iconic NFL sound and sight. And that mix has worked out well for the Steelers through the years. 17 straight Monday Night Football wins here at home for the Steelers now. Meanwhile, no franchise has appeared on Monday night more than the Dolphins. This now the 85th all-time appearance. The Steelers won the toss. They defer. The Dolphins will receive.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the 2021 MF Alumni FFL Draft Pick Choice Tournament. Had to start with the Sunday Night Football song, of course, even though I had a perfect Steelers at home against Dolphins Monday Night Football. Maybe I should have just changed the order of the games so that I could have done that properly on a Monday or something of that nature. Alas, we're here. Game 7. We're halfway through the quarterfinals. We've got Gibby and Andy moving on to the quarters with Sprite and Con Air dropping down to the Fivals bracket semifinals to face each other. But tonight, we have Colin Steelers, his team's debut in this tournament, versus Crayon's Dolphins, who dispatched Joe's Bills in the last round. Without further ado, let's take a look at these teams. All right. Overall wise, Crayon's Dolphins have about a 3 overall advantage on Pittsburgh on Colin Steelers, which, as we know, does not make a huge difference. But looking at the teams, Dolphins, we've got Russell Wilson doing all the quarterbacking. He was an absolute stud against the Bills in the last round. We'll see if that continues this time into our game here with Colin Steelers. At running back, we've got Ezekiel Elliott and Austin Eckler that will be sharing the running back duties. Elliott doing the normal and the power running situations, where Eckler will be on in the passing formations. That's the word I'm looking for. In the passing formations. Behind those two, we have Melvin Gordon, Tony Pollard, and Chase Edmonds all sitting on the bench. Might show up in case of fatigue or injury, but otherwise we won't be seeing too much of those three. Wide receivers, we've got a trio here of Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, and Cole Beasley. Beasley will be working the slot. Behind those two, we have Corey Davis and Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel being a kick return, punt return specialist for us today. Tight end, we've got Evan Engram and Dalton Schultz. Kicker, we've got Jason Sanders, who I believe is the Dolphins' actual kicker. And, of course, we've got the Dolphins' defense. That's how you get the Dolphins in the first place. Meanwhile, Colin, making his debut in this tournament, a nice second-to-last finish in the fantasy season this past year. But that's all behind us now. And yeah, Colin's en route to at least a top 8 choice, potentially more, pending what happens tonight. So at quarterback, Colin has Kyler Murray, and then the homerism starts taking over here. At running back, we've got James Conner and Le'Veon Bell splitting the duties, just like the old Steelers from a few years ago. Behind those two, we've got Gus Edwards, Frank Gore, Leonard Fournette, and Myles Gaskin on the bench. Forgot to mention it's going to be mostly Connor doing it's going to be the same split Zeke and Eckler have, with Connor doing the Zeke role and Le'Veon showing up in the passing formations. Jumping into the wide receivers, we've got a trio of Julio Jones, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Marquise Brown leading the way, with Juju Smith-Schuster manning the slot. So Julio will stay on the outside. Behind those two, we've got Jerry Jeudy and David Moore as well. Tight end-wise, we've got Mark Andrews doing most of the work, with Rob Gronkowski behind him. Kicker, we've got Nugent. I don't remember his first name. I'm sure it's not Ted. And I think that was the Patriots kicker at one point. I don't know. This dude doesn't seem like he has a very high overall, so must have been a fill-in on a good offense. Defense-wise, we got the Steelers, of course. Steelers who had T.J. Watt, among others, but T.J. Watt finishing runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, so a formidable pass rush here coming on in. It is throwback day. I've already set up the jerseys, so we can just jump into this. As always, quick presentation, 12-minute quarters, and 15-second play clock rundown. So here we go. Let's get to the game. Let me take away these graphics here.
A beautiful late summer afternoon for football.
And unmute myself in the Discord. Looks like I am by myself, but if anyone would like to join me, y'all know where to find it. Dolphins kicking off, so Steelers to receive to start the game. Got the Bumblebee stack.
They're all set as they'll match up.
I've already forgotten who the kick returner is. Is that? I think that's Cameron Sutton, so he's a defensive player. Cornerback, if memory serves. Yeah. Cameron Sutton will be doing the kick returner 1 and punt returner duties. Depending on if the kickoffs go to the kick returner 2, then Marquise Brown may touch it, but otherwise that's a baked-in return specialist for the Steelers.
First and 10, here's Murray.
Tyler, first play of the game, scrambling a little bit, and finds, oh, these numbers are so hard to read, finds Julio Jones on the left side for a 13-yard reception. Strong start for the Steelers right out the gate.
The quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play. Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Out of the gun, here's Murray.
Second play now. Kyler finding Mark Andrews over the middle. He gets a little run after the catch up to the 50-yard line. 2 for 2 for Kyler on 2 first downs in 2 plays.
13-yard gain yet again, just like
First and 10 from the midfield now.
Start right off the bat there with throws 1 and 2.
He's not locking in on just one target early, is he? Spreading it around a little bit as this game gets started.
Back-to-back first downs. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Murray from midfield.
Kyler yet again scrambling early, scrambling often. runs his way forward for about 7 yards and gets a good slide down there.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there.
That baseball career coming in handy.
He better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On second down, here's the option.
Inside handoff to Le'Veon Bell. It looks like that got blown up in the backfield for a negative 2 yard or a 2 yard loss, I guess we should just say. 3rd and 5 here on the Dolphins 44 for the Steelers. First real test of a 3rd down.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Kyler Murray manages to find his guy, Marquise Brown, on an out route there on the left side of the field. First down as he gets his toes in and gets out of bounds with possession.
Nice job keeping that opening drive alive. And
1st and 10 from the Dolphins' 36-yard line coming up.
Convert on 3rd down, they did.
Big time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Kyler Murray with a run first look there, but he gets a 26-yard gain there, gets himself down to the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, so not even a 1st and goal. So there's going to be that weird little gray area between the first down marker and the end zone where the Steelers could potentially reset their downs without scoring a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 10. They'll run for the first time with James Conner.
Hand off to James Conner, going roughly nowhere. 2nd and 10 from the 10-yard line. Quick note on the lines for this game. We have Miami favored by 3.5 points and the over-under set at 44.5. So a projected lower scoring game versus the rest of the tournament games so far. We'll see how that goes. Steelers putting together a strong first drive that should upset that over-under though. Whips one hard to Julio on the left, and that gets broken up. So Kyler's first incompletion, but more importantly, 3rd and 10 here. Oh, it's none other than Byron Jones with the pass breakup. I think he had 3 or 4 in the last round's game against the Bills. He was all over these pass breakups. Keep an eye out for number 24 on the Dolphins.
From the gun, Murray. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Raekwon Davis. He's the
clicked the wrong button, sorry about that. Kyler getting the ball, not seeing anything he likes, tries to scramble it up the middle, and gets taken down for a 4-yard loss. So now we're 4th and 14 here. A likely field goal incoming.
Versus holding him to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. And in his
said field goal is up and good. 3 points off their first drive. Probably would have preferred to get it in the end zone, but we'll take 3 because that is better than 0. Ball headed to Miami shortly.
About the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped right
solid kickoff. Tony Pollard on the return gets it up to the 24-yard line.
There at the 24. Miami set to take over.
That is where Russell Wilson and the boys will start their drive.
Carry for Ezekiel Elliott, and that one blown up quickly.
TJ Watt finds himself in the backfield on that first play, gets Ezekiel Elliott down for a 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13 now.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They go play action now. Wilson. And he'll get this up to the
Russell Wilson with a delayed scramble gets a 14-yard rush and first down. Taken down right around that first down marker by Cameron Sutton, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, first and down for the Dolphins on their own 34-yard line.
A first down carry by Elliott. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
Zeke manages to juke his way through a defender while being tackled to get about 1 yard gain on the play. 2nd and 9 on the 35 now.
Outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback. They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson stepping up. He's going to keep it.
Russ finding his way past two guys who probably should have gotten him down earlier, but scrambles his way for another first down on the Dolphins 45 now, getting close to midfield.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side.
And his completion on the right side to Evan Engram. He runs a little bit after the catch for about a 12-yard reception. 1st and 10 now on the Steelers 43.
Nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Elliott. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds.
Zeke rumbles forward for about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 now on the attacking 39.
Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson. And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
Russ delivering a ball on Allen Robinson's inside hip there. He manages to grab it, gets a couple yards after the catch. Now it is 1st and 10 on the attacking 20-yard line now.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted.
Apologies to the Twitch audience as we're getting a bit of a dropped frame-a-palooza here, but incompletion to the left for no gain. 2nd and 10.
Now back to the ground with Elliott.
Handoff to Ezekiel Elliott, runs for -1 yard, gets taken down in the backfield by Bud Dupree. 3rd and 11 here, still marked as the 20-yard line.
Right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 3rd down, Wilson being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to bring
Wilson using a bunch of room on the left side to scramble forward for about 9 yards, but now that's going to make it 4th and 2 on the 12. We'll see what Miami chooses to do here regarding going for it versus taking the field goal.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first
Miami lining up to go for it. Let's see how this one plays out. Power rush up the middle. Zeke rumbles forward just enough to get the first down. 1st and goal on the 8-yard line now for Miami.
The decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the
big hole created by the offensive line on that one? And Zeke gets that ball up for about a 7-yard gain. It's a 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line. Miami threatening a touchdown here.
Close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use The back end of the end zone, the sidelines is extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he stopped immediately there.
Another handoff to Zeke for roughly no gain. 3rd and goal on the 1 now.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
You have to imagine they pivot to a passing play here.
About a half yard from the end zone.
Russell Wilson lining up in shotgun. Allen Robinson looks like no one is covering him. It's a handoff to Zeke, though, and he will rumble forward far enough to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Zeke Elliott able to find his way in.
Assuming the extra point, Crayon will now lead 7-3 over Colin, nearing the end of the first quarter.
Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. To return, it's Cam Sutton. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Kick return up to the 24-yard line. We'll probably get about one more play here before the quarter ends.
They had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the
Kyler takes a look, doesn't see anything he likes, and throws it away over his receiver's head to the sideline. We've got 1 second left on the clock, so I stand corrected on that probably 1 play left in the half call from 1 play ago.
And just 1 tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Murray again, 2nd and 10. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster.
Kyler finds his man for an 8-yard completion just before the quarter ends. We'll come back in at 3rd and 2.
7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And this effort won't be enough.
Play call is a handoff to Le'Veon Bell that goes nowhere. 4th and 2 here on their own 32. You have to imagine a punt is coming.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive, and for them a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Nice little run there for Austin Eckler, but there's a holding call on the play, so we're going to pull it back a little bit and get a 1st and 14 try again here for Miami.
The guys who just gave up that play.
He's going to try and take off with it. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Negative yardage for Ezekiel Elliott, so 2nd and 16 now.
2nd down.
This defense is really thrown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now on 2nd and 16, Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway.
I looked away for what appears to have been an incompletion. Somewhat intermediate to deep part of the field on the left. 3rd and 16 here.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson.
Throws another one away here on 3rd down, so 4th and 16. Ball will be the Steelers yet again.
An opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
Steelers get the ball, and they're going to be starting out on their own 34-yard line.
Go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your
Short
better
completion
players,
here
and
to
maybe
Mark
try and hit something
Andrews with
big
a
and get
forward
things going
momentum
in the
fall.
excitement
2nd and
area.
2 now on their
Nice
own
rhythm
42.
throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They run with Connor. And he'll be brought down right at
James Conner gets the ball and should get enough forward distance before the contact is initiated, and he does. 1st and 10 on the Steelers' 45-yard line.
Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews.
Underneath, over the middle, wide open, Mark Andrews completion. He gets some yards after the catch as well. So 1st and 10 now into the Dolphins side of the field on their 42.
Throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill.
Yeah, things were
1-yard rush out of Le'Veon Bell. We're looking at a 2nd and 9 now.
Not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Shotgun now from Murray. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there.
Kyler puts one to the right into traffic, but should have been catchable to Marquise Brown. Looks like it bounced off the defender's chest instead. Incomplete. 3rd and 9 here on the 40-yard line.
Just fell incomplete.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. From the gun, Murray. And he's got his man in stride.
Kyler finding his safety blanket yet again to Mark Andrews. He gets the ball and rumbles forward to make the whole thing 13 yards-ish in total. 1st and 10 now on the 27.
Defenses, I remember it as being able to see the play develop in front of you. But the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him
Kyler Murray running forward. I'm glad that in Madden it seems like they did kind of capture the essence of him running around like an angry toddler. Either way, gets enough yards. First down, 1st and 10 now on the attacking 16. So officially into the red zone.
Their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. And he can't get rid of it. He's
Kyler looking to scramble a little too late. Kyle Van Noy gets in the backfield and sacks him for a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 now coming up.
You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get him inside.
Screenplay completed to Le'Veon Bell, but he doesn't seem to go behind his offensive lineman who pulled out to block for him. Instead took it a little wider. 3rd and 8 now.
Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Murray.
Kyler, just narrowly avoiding the pass rush, slangs the ball to the back of the end zone where Mark Andrews is uncovered. Catches it, gets 2 feet down from the looks of it, but we're getting a quick booth review here. I don't know how much of it we'll get to watch. The ruling on the field is upheld, so that's going to be a touchdown for the Steelers. Assuming the extra point, that's going to be 10-7 in favor of Colin now.
And he usually comes through for them.
Now Mike Nugent for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7.
Makes the score Steelers 10, Dolphins 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is Tony Pollard. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
Tony Pollard with the return up to the 24-yard line. Dolphins are going to start their drives. 5 minutes left in the half.
What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of first downs and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get
quick completion to Evan Engram. Gets a bunch of yards after the catch until he's finally chased out of bounds. 1st and 10 on the 47, the Dolphins' 47-yard line. So nearing midfield after one play.
He joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the
draw
line
play
of
handoff to
scrimmage.
Ezekiel Elliott. Nothing doing. Gets taken down around the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Russell correctly identifying the need to scramble, but he scrambles right into Alu, the defensive lineman. Technically a sack. 3rd and 12 now.
Because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. And he's going to come up
Finds a dump off to Austin Eckler, who almost shakes and bakes his way for a first down, but gets stopped 2 yards short of the line to gain. 4th and 2 here on the attacking 45. Likely to see a punt coming up here for the Dolphins.
We've got this covered, and then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch, and now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
On is the punter Hawk as he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Huge ball here to Julio Jones, complete down the right sideline. It's about a 20-something yard gainer. Jones goes up and mosses Xavier Howard for it. What a play. 1st and 10 on the attacking 44 now.
Steps away. He'll run it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings
Kyler
up
putting some moves
down.
on him, but gets tackled right after hitting the line of scrimmage. So no gain on that scramble. 2nd and 10.
At the Dolphins' 44-yard line.
Second and 10. From the gun, Murray looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Air ball to the right side. 3rd and 10 now.
There, and it's 3rd down.
Still on the attacking 44-yard line.
With the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Operating from the gun, Murray, and that will be incomplete. He shook his head right when he
Kyler hit as he
throw.
throws
He
and
was gonna be
bounces
low
one
off target.
toward his player, but does not make the connection. So now we got 4th and 10 on the attacking 44. We're likely to see a punt here. Steelers punter is going to need to put the Dolphins in a really precarious location here to make this drive all worth it.
And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it.
Absolutely shanks it left, only kicking it for about 15 yards. Jordan Berry, what have you done? Dolphins will start this drive on their own 29-yard line. What a break on the special teams side of things.
They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Well, the drive starts with a
Russell Wilson finding Evan Engram on the first play of this drive. Complete for 16 yards, I want to say. First down, Miami.
Utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That one is slant to McLaurin. And they're well
Slant
past
route
midfield,
complete to
just
Terry
2 yards
McLaurin there. That
each
might be his first reception of the game.
That one good for
It is indeed 13 yards forward, though, for the Dolphins. 1st and 10 onto the Steelers' 42.
Forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Another completion to Cole Beasley over the middle. Now up to the attacking 31-yard line for the Dolphins. I failed to mention, but we are under the 2-minute warning here, so the Dolphins are using the hurry-up offense. They still have all 3 timeouts, and there goes one right there on cue. So first timeout taken by the Dolphins, probably about a minute. 101, of course. It's always 101. 101 left in the second quarter. Plenty of time to work with here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. He'll try and run it.
Wilson sensing the pressure from T.J. Watt and scrambles away from him, gets forward, but eventually gets caught. Taken down, and the second timeout is used by Miami. 2nd and 9 here on the 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Wilson. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end.
Solid completion there to Evan Ingram on the left side. Gets his toes in on the, right around the 15-yard line and falls out of bounds. So that's going to stop the clock with 51 seconds left, and the Dolphins driving on the 15-yard line.
Timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Rolling to his left.
Russell Wilson drops back and finds a lane to run with.
And able to get him down, but he does.
Gets himself up to the 5-yard line. That's going to be a 1st and goal. Down in bounds, so the time is ticking, but 5 yards to go and 30 seconds to play with here. We should see another play or two before they have to use that last timeout and settle for a field goal.
Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And he will take it.
Just like that, easy completion to Evan Ingram in the end zone. Ingram is waving at the the Pittsburgh faithful here. Touchdown Miami, assuming the extra point. We're going to be at Crayon leading 14-10 just before halftime.
Sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Dolphins 14, Steelers 10.
We'll be curious to see if Pittsburgh tries to do anything here. They do have 3 timeouts in 17 seconds, but if they don't get good position, they may opt to just run this ball into the half.
Sutton now to return. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
Well, that was a hell of a return. Sutton getting the ball up to the 34-yard line. 14 seconds left. Let's see if Pittsburgh takes a couple shots downfield.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
First down, Murray. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Now a timeout taken.
Pretty underwhelming out route to the side. I don't even know if that was an out route. 3-yard gain. Ball went down in bounds. Timeout used. But at this point, we're going to need to see a couple Hail Marys.
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
To throw again on second down. Murray dancing to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Angry Toddler getting a good first down, but stopped just short of midfield. So that's going to take us into halftime. Miami to receive, starting in the third quarter now.
Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game.
Eckler's first carry of the game. It's going to be a 3-yard rush for Miami. 2nd and 7. Still on their own 28.
Who can stand up and make a play? It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
He'll have a first down past the 40.
Ooh, ankle biters. Dupree barely swipes Eckler's ankles, but and saves a breakaway touchdown there. Great run by Eckler there, getting almost 20 yards on that play. First down for Miami, nearing midfield.
Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On first down, it's Elliott, and he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Now Zeke back in, ripping off a 4-yarder there. He hasn't had the efficiency quite yet on the ground. Might just be a fluke, not sure. I think Zeke struggled to get going the last time out against Joe's Bills as well. So we'll see if he can shake that off and get going, or if it's just going to be the Eckler show instead. Another completion for a first down to Evan Engram. That seems to be a favorite target of Russell Wilson so far this game.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain.
Good movement there by Zeke for an 8-yard rush, but we have an injury on the offensive line of Miami. I don't know the dude's first name, Lewis, though. I think he's one of the guards. So we will see a different Seattle offensive lineman showing up now to play some football.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Elliott. And he works it to the 30-yard line.
Big hole opened up for that rush. Zeke finds it over the first down line, and then the hole closed up as soon as it opened, but the damage was already done. First down was already achieved. First down Miami on the attacking 30-yard line.
Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll run on first down. It's Elliott, and this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line.
Zeke taken down in the backfield. 2nd and 12 now on the 20-yard line.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson, and that is incomplete.
Tries to throw a short ball to Evan Engram, but that pass gets broken up by the defender there. Who was that? Oh, Devin Bush on the coverage, getting the pass breakup. Nothing like a little linebacker on tight end action.
The hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
To throw on third down, Wilson.
Russell decides he wants to run with this one. Slides at the sight of the first defender, though. So that's going to be a 4th and 9 here on the 17-yard line. You have to imagine this is going to be a field goal.
And the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now.
It is indeed. Crayon now up to a full 7-point lead, 17-10 over Colin. here in the third quarter.
All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away.
I know that was a kickoff huddle, and those are usually just kind of an, oh, wait. Ooh, Sutton almost broke another one there. Sutton's had a couple really good kick returns this game. This one to the 35-yard line. Anyway, that kickoff huddle is something we'll have to, that showed me something that we'll have to keep an eye on for the next time the Dolphins are on offense. With that injury to the offensive lineman, it looked like Bronson Rechsteiner was standing there in the right guard position. He's the fullback, so it's entirely possible the fullback is filling in on the O-line. We'll have to take a look next time they're out. Anywho, Kyler with a nice completion to his safety blanket, Mark Andrews. A lot of tight end involvement in this game so far. 6-yard reception, so 2nd and 4 now on the 41-yard line.
Defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese. Right?
Yet another completion to Mark Andrews, and he falls forward again. 1st and 10 now on the attacking 44. Steelers already past midfield on this drive.
First down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Out to his left. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him.
Tyler turning on the Jets there and getting away from that defender that was chasing him, and then slides in front of the new one that was coming on. 2nd and 4 now.
And that's what he's done very well in this game.
Solid 6-yard pickup, making something out of nothing.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. From the gun, Murray. And that'll be incomplete.
Kyler getting all the time in the world to throw that ball. He slings it to Le'Veon Bell, who gets a pass broken up by what appears to be, I don't know who 44 is. What's the last name? Roberts. Yeah, I'm not sure who this guy is, but solid pass breakup by him. 3rd and 4 here for Pittsburgh.
I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Got his man complete over the middle.
He had another reception by Mark Andrews. It's got to be, how many does he have in the game so far? It's got to be like 7, right? 8th reception for 96 yards so far. So Mark Andrews putting up a hell of a game at the moment. He's also got that touchdown as well. 1st and 10 though on the attacking 25. Pittsburgh making a run at the end zone here.
Here's Murray. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll have a first down inside the 10.
Tyler with a huge scramble there. Almost gets hung up on the D lineman, but makes it past him. Gets himself all the way down to the 7-yard line to bring up 1st and goal here for the Steelers. Colin's team looking to draw even here on this drive.
Operating from the gun, Murray. Toward the pylon, caught. That's good.
Ooh, tackled just short of the end zone, but Juju Smith-Schuster with a big reception on the left side here. Gets him down to the 1-yard line, so 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line. You have to wonder if they try to plow one up the middle with James Conner here. That is the formation to do it if I have ever seen it. Ooh, it's going to be a power run to the outside. Breaks one tackle and hits the corner of the front corner of the end zone. Touchdown, James Conner. Assuming that doesn't get called back from like a weird ball placement that might have gone out of bounds instead of into the end zone, which I don't think it will. But it was close. That should be, yep, no challenge. We're all good. Field goal's or extra point's gonna go up.
And sneak it in there. Well done, well executed.
We are all even here with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. 17-17. Dead even. Crayon and Colin. It looks like that kicker's name is Mike Nugent, so I was correct that it was not Ted Nugent. And he appears to have been on Arizona last year. So there you go.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Decent moves on the return by Tony Pollard here, but only gets the ball to the 24-yard line. So technically would have been better off just staying in the end zone on that reception. Or on that, yeah, upon catching it, I guess we'll say that. Either way, what's 1 yard between friends? Dolphins starting this drive on the 24-yard line.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive.
Strong inside handoff to Austin Eckler. He's been putting together 3 solid rushes now. He's got 33 yards on the night rushing only, not even counting his receptions. But he will take that one for about 11 yards, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders.
Yet another completion to Evan Engram. That one looked about a yard short of the first down line, and it is 2nd and 1 here for the Dolphins coming up.
It's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes.
Engram's 7th reception on the night, so he's trying to have a game to rival Mark Andrews.
They go play action with Wilson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
We got the play action play that the Miami offensive line decided to stop worrying about, and Isaiah Buggs gets there in the backfield for a sack. 3rd and 9 here.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, Wilson, and this is going to be incomplete.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the
defender gets his hand in the way to block that pass. So now we got 4th and 9. Miami punt probably coming up here pretty soon. I was distracted by staring at the offensive line, but definitely looked like it had 5 offensive line numbered jerseys on the offensive line, so I do not see the fullback playing O-line. Now, whether that means the guy is no longer injured, or if there's just a proper backup, either way, there are 5 offensive linemen playing offensive line. All right, Colin's team, Colin Steelers receiving the ball on their own 17, starting to drive. 1 minute left in the 3rd quarter. They've got a chance to take their first lead since they were up 3-0.
Special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
The drive will start with Connor. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Kyle Van Noy
James Conner fighting for 1 whole yard. 2nd and 9.
In the first half, they've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And he'll have this pass.
Is that a wide-ass open Rob Gronkowski? It sure was. First down for the Steelers, now in their own 33.
You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Ooh, Kyler finding an open Julio Jones over the middle in the intermediate zone. He's going to go down near the midfield line. I think he's 1 yard past. First down for the Steelers, and that'll bring us to the fourth quarter of action here. 1 quarter to go. Colin and Crayon dead even, 17 points apiece.
At the 49-yard line. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it.
Kyler with a short drop back and then a scramble, but Kyle Van Noy was on top of it already and puts him down in the dirt. Second and 18 now. That's the third sack of the game for Miami. Pittsburgh only has 2 in contrast. So fairly even on sacks, actually, which is bound to happen with 2 scrambling quarterbacks in the game. Anytime they just run into a defensive lineman and it still registers as a sack, it's weird. Okay, Kyler looking like he wanted to shit his pants there. He doesn't get very far, and I think that's R. Davis. Is that Raekwon Davis? I'm not sure. Either way, Kyler gets thrown in the dirt yet again. 3rd and 25 now. This drive was doing much better in the third quarter than it is in the fourth quarter.
This will be 3rd and a mile. From the gun, Murray.
Kyler scrambling out to his right, finds a guy last second that he wants, and he is open. Julio Jones with the catch, and then a stiff arm, and continues to run. Gets the ball all the way up to the 21-yard line. That is a drive-saving play there.
For the Steelers, 43 yards. So the big play.
Oh, there's that Byron Jones again, except this time he got put on the ground.
On the counter, it's Connor. And not much to speak of there.
Ball handed off to James Conner, rumbles forward for about a yard. He has now 5 rushes for 6 yards and a touchdown. That is one hell of a stat line. 2nd and 9 here on the 20.
Firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. He'll get it inside the
hand off to Le'Veon Bell. He goes to the left side, gets about 1 or 2 yards depending on who you ask. We're being marked at the 3rd and 7 here on the 19-yard line.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete.
Big completion here to Juju Smith-Schuster for a first down. 1st and goal on the 9-yard line. Steelers drive continues.
Convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Murray. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bell.
Kyler dumping the ball off to his left to Le'Veon Bell, but Le'Veon with a nice little spin move that takes him out of bounds 2 yards short of the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal now from the 11.
All you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Kyler sensing pressure and getting the ball out, but he just throws it away to the left side. Excuse me, 3rd and goal continues from the 11.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Throwing again, Murray. He can run.
Kyler finds a great scramble and dives in for a touchdown. Massive 7-pointer for Colin's Steelers here. Receiving the extra point, that's going to put him up 24-17 here with about 8 minutes left in the game.
When you saw him starting to scramble, my thought process was he'll get what he can and maybe get out of bounds.
This is going to be their biggest lead of the game.
And in this case, Greed was good.
So Crayon's team in the driver's seat for most of this. But now, late in the game, Steelers up by 7.
Dolphins 17.
Actually, while we're kickoff huddling, I will find myself out of the room for a second. Hopefully nothing crazy happens, unless you're Crayon, in which case you're hoping for like a 70-yard touchdown that I miss.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bud Dupree. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
After the sack on 1st down, Wilson over the middle. He's got his tight end Ingram. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago.
It would appear I indeed did not miss anything crazy as we're looking at a 3rd and 9 here on the Dolphins' own 27 here. Russell Wilson about to snap the ball.
Close to the line of scrimmage, they can split out like receivers, but hands, route running, speed.
Big reception over the middle to Evan Engram in the intermediate zone. That'll be a 1st and 10 on the 46, and an injury timeout. Alualu on the Pittsburgh defensive line getting a little banged up on the play. Given how late it is, that might be him for the game. We'll have to see if that makes a significant difference.
On 1st down.
Russell scrambling for this one. Doesn't get the slide off, but it's all right. He goes down safely with the ball. 1st and 10 now on to the Steelers side of the field on their 42.
12 yards, 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah,
Russell with a bit of an awkward animation on that scramble, but he gets past Bud Dupree, which could have gone poorly, and slides just before Mike Hilton has his way with him. 2nd and score here.
On 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Working with his 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And boy, that one drops.
Russell hit as he throws, and the ball falls just in front of Evan Engram, who he was looking for again. But no injuries, so we try again. 3rd and 4.
Knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit. Hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson steps away. He may try and
Russell finds a scrambling lane, and he is going. Bud Dupree finds him in the back, and Russ goes to the ground safely with the ball, but not before making it all the way to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal here for Miami with 5 minutes left in the game. Down 7, looking to tie it up here.
But we're unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big 1st down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
Wilson operating from the gun. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be
quick completion to the side to Dalton Schultz. That's the first time non-Engram tight ends have been involved from what I've seen. 2nd and goal on the 3-yard line.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Try to punch it in with Eckler.
Delayed handoff to Austin Eckler on the inside run, and he will make it and get tackled into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. That blows us into the over. So Sidri's yet again punishing me for setting a low over-under total. And with the extra point that is upcoming now, that will result in another tie game here. It's up and it's good, 24-24 with 3 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock. Steelers are about to receive this ball. Let's see what they do with it.
The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Steelers ready for their next
Pretty good coverage on that kickoff as the Dolphins stop Sutton on the 21-yard line. So not another one of Sutton's magical extra 10-yard returns here. But here we go. Let's see what Pittsburgh's got. 3:45 left to play.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. The left side completion.
Good first play. Hits Julio Jones on an out route to the left. 9-yard gain before he runs out of bounds. That's going to be 2nd and 1 now.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now an option play on 2nd down, and he's taken to the ground, but he was
massive sack by Raekwon Davis, but in the process of doing so, pulls Kyler Murray down by the face mask. So that's going to be a free first down after a great play that went sour, just on a technicality. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh on their own 39 now.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Murray. Rolling to his
Kyler
left.
finding a scramble hole, gets himself to about the 45-yard line before he's wrapped up. Does not fumble the ball though, so an important piece is maintaining possession. 2nd and 4 here.
It was time to make a break for it.
Here's a running play for Juju. I don't think
some trickery here on the handoff. Tries to do a jet sweep to Juju, but the Dolphins had already blown up that play. So it's 3rd and 11 now for Pittsburgh. Clock is ticking. About 2:30 left on the clock.
Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Murray out to his left. He can run for it, and he will.
Kyler decides to take matters into his own hands, but he ends up sliding down at that same 45-yard line he needed to last play, 2 plays ago. 4th and 4 now on their own 45. They're at least going to take this down to the 2-minute warning, but this might be a punt coming up here for Pittsburgh, putting Miami in the driver's seat.
As he's on to punt for Pittsburgh.
I don't want to jinx it, but folks, this could be our first overtime match of the tournament.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Wilson to throw. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line.
I was a bit remiss there. I forgot to mention how awesome that punt was. It was down to the 5-yard line, so Miami started up, backed up to their own 5. But on the first play of the drive, a nice little slant route to Allen Robinson gets him about 10 yards. 10, 11, depending on who you ask. 1st and 10 here on their own 16. Minute and a half left on the clock, but all 3 timeouts. A nice little catch to who else but Evan Ingram. First down on that little corner route. That's his 10th reception of the game. Up to the 27, and he gets himself out of bounds. So a minute 23 left on the clock here. Clock is currently stopped.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
He'll run it. And this one will
Russ scrambling on this one, but doesn't die. Doesn't make a ton of progress either, though. Clock is ticking. 2nd and 9. This might be the time where we see Miami's first time out here at this 101 mark.
Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
The Dolphins moving with a sense of urgency here.
It is not. They are plowing on through. Russell back to throw. Slangs one. Complete to Terry McLaurin. We are at the 43-yard line. No timeouts being used, though. Curious.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Partner, you gotta like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Just letting the clock tick like that, and they're not even past midfield.
Here's Wilson.
Another snap. Russell looks like he's going to run with this one. Shakes a guy, tries to stiff arm another guy. Timeout here. It's going to be 2nd and 1-ish. Yeah, 2nd and 1 here, just past midfield. 24 seconds left. 2 timeouts left. I think at this point Miami's just trying to get into field goal range. They're going to need about... Who's their kicker? Sanders? Probably 12 more yards. If they can get to the 36, I'd say they've got a good shot at it.
From the shotgun, Wilson.
Russell taking a roundabout scramble yet again. Finds himself down on the 43-yard line. Timeout used. New set of downs. 16 seconds left. Miami's got 1 timeout left, so really they're, again, looking to get into field goal range here and use that timeout.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Steps away. And he's going to keep it here.
Russell breaking a tackle and getting down at the 29-yard line. The clock is still ticking, though. There it is. 2 seconds left. Miami uses the timeout. They're on the 29. Sanders should be able to make this, and this will be an absolute scenes of a finish here if this is how Crayon's team takes the W.
So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
Pittsburgh using a timeout of their own to try to ice Sanders. We'll see if it makes a difference.
So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win.
All to do here. The ball is up, and the kick is good as time expires. Crayon waiting till the absolute last 2 seconds to take the lead here over Colin and win in the quarterfinals. What an absolute heartbreaker for Colin.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do.
But elevated straight to Cloud 9 for Crayon.
And victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA
What a way to go
Sports.
out.
With that, we sign off.
All right,
from
we'll take a
Heinz
quick scroll
Field.
through the stats like we often do. Then we'll take a look at the bracket, and then we'll get you all out of here. Kyler Murray looking back in disbelief. Can you blame him? A great game out of both of our quarterbacks here. Solid passing numbers and even better rushing numbers out of both of them. 120 yards on the ground by Wilson, 100 yards on the ground by Kyler. Austin Eckler with a nice little 9.0 yards per carry here. Really kind of showing what he's got and where his usefulness lies. As mentioned before, big day for the tight ends. Ingram with 127 yards, Mark Andrews with 96 yards, a touchdown for each of them. Julio finding his way to 116 as well. That's kind of the main receiving involvement, as everyone else was 30 yards or fewer. Quick look at the sacks. Raekwon Davis and Kyle Van Noy each with 2.5. Isaiah Buggs, Tyson Alualu, Bud Dupree each with 1 sack. No interceptions today. A few pass deflections. We saw the ones noted by Byron Jones and Devin Bush. No forced fumbles either, so no fumbles, no interceptions. Pretty clean game as far as turnovers go. And again, came down to the absolute wire. So taking a look at the bracket, we see Crayon is moving on to the semifinals. He will face the winner of our next game of Jacob versus Rob, which I think that game at the moment is scheduled for Tuesday night, probably around 10 p.m. Central as a start time. Meanwhile, Colin is going to drop to the finals bracket in the semifinals, where he will face the loser of our next match of Jacob and Rob in that semifinals. Joining him in that bracket already are Sprite and Conair. But I think that's going to... I guess we'll take a look at that. Yeah. So Sprite and Conair on one side, Colin versus the loser of the next matchup on the other side. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. As I said, Tuesday, 10 p.m. is what we're targeting at the moment for this Jacob-Rob showdown. And yeah, we hope to see you all there. Thanks for joining us on match day number 7. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.